Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday night chat. We've got a fine crew here. We're going to talk about some important subjects for us YouTubers out here doing this crap and get some opinions and have a little interaction and see how it goes. And I'll let everybody do an intro, and I will start with Daniel. Would you like to do an intro?
Well, hey, Tara, thanks for having me on. And Pops and Calvin, nice seeing you. You guys in the side chat. Throw your questions out there. And I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. And we got Mr. Pop's Quest. Would you like to do an intro?
Yeah, I would like my intro would like to be just to acknowledge who we have here, because we actually have a really cool spectrum of people here. I'll just say that I've been on YouTube since doing YouTube wasn't cool, and people might think my channel's big because I have 13,000 subscribers, but it's not. But then we have Mr. Calvin here, who's got like 3 or 4 channels, and he's grown a huge channel, so he can chime in on this. And Roger, you're right there with me, man. You've been there from day one. And then Daniel, you know, what I will call him is part of the small channel mafia. So we have a good spectrum of people here to chime in on different subjects, and I encourage people to ask questions in the side chat about this whole YouTube creator thing, because what I want to do, and I don't want to drag this intro out, but one little specific thing that I want to do is keep YouTube from being a cesspool of shitty reviews for money. That's one of my goals in life, and I'll let you take it.
I can agree with that. So, Cal, what's up, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on, TR. Yeah, Robbie's kind of right. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, both he and I think roughly started around the same time. Maybe I was a year ahead of him, or at least a few months. But yeah, back when YouTube was a lot different, it was actually a lot more fun to be on. It was a lot more interactive, and I think you were also held a lot more accountable for things you did and said, because there was a lot more interaction. You kind of put yourself out there in a bigger light, or at least put yourself on a stage where people could actually throw tomatoes and lettuce at you if they wanted to. We're here in these days, not so much, but we'll get into that a little later. And just again, thanks for having me on, and everybody outside chat. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah. Well, I'll just kind of okay. You go ahead, Rob. Let me get Codable a link, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Are y'all still? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah,
very well.
Well, I mean, getting back to what SoCal said there, when we all kind of started years ago, you guys might have started a year or two before me, but I was right there behind you. When people did reviews, it was stuff that they bought out of their own pocket. They told you whether it sucked or whether it did good, and I continue to do that. I mean, anything I review, I bought. I have had a few cheap items sent to me, a couple of flashlights, or a flashlight and something else, I forget now. And I actually didn't feel comfortable even getting the free flashlight.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, no, I don't want to do that, you know, and I kind of bailed out of that. There was a company out of China that was trying to send me stuff, you know, and I was just like, I didn't feel comfortable with it. And it's like, no, if I don't buy it and use it, I mean, I used it and then did a review, you know, after I used it for months and months. I think one item was a year before I finally did a review, because I just didn't feel comfortable with it. You know, that's just me. I guess it'd be great if somebody paid you to do a review, but if you're being paid, how honest are you really going to be?
Right. So and here's what I want to do is make my point here about how YouTube is a platform to do reviews, honest reviews by honest people, so that people can come here and figure out if a product is worth buying. The problem is when you have people that fuck that up for the industry that hires people or that trusts YouTube as a reviewing environment, you will take every bit of the review part of YouTube out of it. Do y'all understand where I'm going with this? Like if these large channels start getting paid to just say something good, it waters down the review ability of every other YouTuber. Do y'all understand what I'm saying about that? And that, so the environment is at a position right now where we either save it by calling these fucking people out, or we just let it go to shit and we all go back to, not that I'm a reviewer, y'all know that, but we go back to a YouTube where maybe, you have to be yourself. I mean, I kind of am okay with that,
Yeah, I mean, it destroys the credibility when you get people like this. And I mean, I got, for my cooking channel, I got paid to, I mean, not paid, but well, in a couple instances, I did get paid to cook with certain items or to do reviews on equipment. And I'll tell you, it kind of puts you in a weird position because in one side of the coin, you don't want to say something really shitty about the product if it sucks and these people are paying you. The other side of the coin, it's like, well, this thing's a piece of shit and I don't want people to go buy it based on my opinion. So I actually, like Roger said, I stopped doing them. I only did a few. It's not like I was making hand over fist kind of money, but yeah, I can see how it changes people, and I didn't want to be that guy. It will destroy the I mean, it already has destroyed the credibility. I'm not going to say the guy's name, but Nothing Fancy is like the king of wrecked credibility. He started off really awesome, but I think I don't know. I think it's been crooked for a decade, literally.
The closest.
Does that guy still put out videos?
I have no idea. I haven't watched his channel in almost.
I haven't watched his videos in at least 5 years, so I have no idea.
The closest I've been paid to review something is when that Korean magazine company, or Korean, they make gun shit. They actually sent me a gift card, like a Visa gift card. I forget what it was. It was $50. Hell, it might have been $100. I really don't remember what it was. But they sent me a gift card with that Drum magazine so I could buy ammo to review it. And I was totally honest. I was like, look, if this thing don't work, I'm going to show that it don't work. And I'm going to point out what I don't like about it if it sucks. And they sent me an email back, and it was like, that's totally fine. We're using you and other small channels as a test bed to figure out the flaws in the product. So we want you to use it. We want you to shoot it and give us an honest review. And I was like, okay, well, if you're cool with that, that's what I'll do. And I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and you were straight. You were straight as an arrow on that shit. Because there was something that didn't work in, or somehow it didn't work, one of them, and you were like, yeah, that fucking don't work. That's called YouTube gold right there. When a guy's being honest. I mean, I've gotten a few things for free, and I hesitate for months before I'll even put out a review because I want to wear it and use it and do it. One of the things I'll since this is a live stream, and since you can't prepare for this kind of shit, I'll tell you right now, I've had several opportunities to buy holsters, and I bought a Harry's holsters, and I hesitated. I hesitated buying his holster for the reason that I knew that he was good at letting people review his product. And I'm like, man, I don't want to have to do a review of his product. So I bought his holster. I bought a holster because I want to start carrying the P10C. Well, I bought the holster, he shipped it out, and he gave me a refund. Okay, this is the real deal here. I'm telling y'all straight up. This is the kind of shit we're going to talk about tonight. So I said, man, fuck, he gave me a refund. So I basically didn't pay for the holster, but I did. I wanted to pay for it. I don't want free shit. I don't ever want shit for free. So I sat on that holster for a month. And when I say sat on it, I wore it. I wore that holster for a fucking month before I did a review. And I felt bad. And I said, you know what? I didn't pay for this holster. I should be doing a review within a week. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to wear this thing for about a month before I do a review. And it was an awesome holster. So the good news for him is he makes an awesome product. The bad news is, I didn't ask for that shit. I don't want free stuff. I don't want, I've had that company Armanoff send me base pads and shit for the reloading press. And they sent me a bunch of stuff. And I've been honest, I don't want anything for free. I want to keep as much credibility in this platform as we can, and I want to do that by not involving as much money. If you get a free gun or you get free something, you tell someone you get free, that's one thing. But it's another thing to misrepresent the fact that you're reviewing this of your own accord, and in fact you got paid $4,000 fucking dollars to say good shit. That's a totally different ball game, guys. That's a fucking different deal,
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey, KB32, what's up, man?
Man, I tell you what, dude. Oh, I need a new hairdresser.
I bet you just got out of the shower. That shit looks good, man.
No, not really. You and I were talking earlier about, I think as long as you're honest with your viewers, because they're family members, and I take it a little differently from a lot of different things, and because I appreciate you and I talk a lot about this kind of stuff. Because I get sent, man, you wouldn't believe the number of people I turn down because I don't trust their company or they can't speak English or stuff like that. But it is an interesting thing, because when you do get to the point where people are emailing you and going, hey, will you review this or will you review that? I've actually had people call me and go, okay, what's it going to cost? And I'm going, well, what the hell are you talking about? What's it going to cost? And they go, yeah, how much is this going to cost, man? I go, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I said, dude, just send me the damn thing and I'll do a review on it if it's worth the shit. But I do appreciate the fact that if a reviewer gets something and then it's shit, they need to review it and say that it's shit, because you're not doing anybody any favors by. I've heard people go, well, if it's a piece of shit, I'm just not going to review it. Well, who are you doing any favors for as a reviewer, or who are you being honest to?
Let me tell you something. I'm on the other side of this deal. Do you know how many mag loaders I sent to people? And I felt it inside of me. I felt this notion that if I was going to send somebody something for free, that they were going to do a positive review. That in and of itself made me feel bad. Yeah. I felt like the people, there was a few people out there that actually bought mag loaders, and I watched their videos, and I felt to myself, this fucker bought this thing with his own money, and he's speaking good about it. And that made me feel better than the people that I actually sent the product to that were saying good things about it. And I can tell you, I've been on both sides of it. And let me tell you something. You and I, and all y'all people that are here, we can sniff it out, because we've all been on both sides of this equation. You can tell when somebody's just shilling, and you can also tell when someone's honest. You have to know that, or you're going to spend your money foolishly.
I can tell you firsthand, I probably almost made Pop's Quest cry, because I was reviewing this fucking AK-47 mag loader, and I couldn't get that son of a bitch to work for shit. And then I finally figured out what I was doing wrong. I mean, it was like a 10-minute video, but I finally got it down. I was like, oh, okay, you got to kind of brush your fingers over the rounds and get them pointed the right way, and it loaded every time. But I mean, I consider Rob one of my best friends, and I was like, I can't get his fucking loader to work.
Well, TR, don't feel bad. I mean, when I got that first Harry's holster inside the waistband. I've never carried inside the waistband. And there's so many different ways to hook that up and wear it. I was going crazy for about 2 or 3 days, and I made the one video, but I said it was going to be a follow-up. But I finally got that video. I got it finally hooked up right. I was falling asleep wearing that thing with the gun in, and I'm forgetting I had it on. That's how comfortable it is. I mean, and he turned around and gave me my money back on that too, and I chewed him out for it. But he did let me buy his new one. So, yeah. But where do you go? Like, I did a video on this one Bear Creek Arsenal 450 Bushmaster, where I did the fast sight in. But I went to go sight it in for 200 yards, and I've got to find out if it's the barrel or if there's something wrong with the scope, because right now I pulled that video down because I got to find out what's going on with it.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you don't want to misrepresent. That's the biggest thing, man. I mean, if you think there's something wrong and you're doing it wrong, you need to stop. It's like that one video I did about, Atlas with the Nemesis, when you buy a competition pistol for $5,000, you basically, it's like buying a Ferrari to drive around in. And when something goes wrong, you get a little frustrated. So, I've been there, man. And I don't get paid to fucking shoot them guns, I buy those guns with my own hard-earned money. I've sold guns to buy that. I don't get paid to shoot for nobody. I don't wear no one's T-shirt. I'm not sponsored by nobody.
Yeah, if like anything, at least you and I and, well, yeah, let's just leave it at that. I was thinking about Coda Boy, but I'm like, nah, never mind. You and I should be, Dylan should be sending us shit hand over fist.
Oh, you know what? That is a
There-
great point.
Every single Dylan product I have paid for, and
Yes.
proudly, you know what? Because I buy it because it's the shit that works for me, and I love their stuff, and I have absolutely no problem telling people that it works for me. And watching Coda Boy go through the process of getting his finally to run was heartbreaking, but at the same time, I still it killed me every time that it would
send me for my heartbreak on that piece of shit that I have that took like 3 surgeons to make it work. I mean, no one should have to go through that crap. Out of my pain and suffering, I deserve at least a 1050 and a 650.
I mean, there's punitive damages there. I mean, for sure.
You don't know how happy I am. I went home last week and my supplier was closed on Good Friday. I go rolling up in there and I had Mel with me. I said, Mel, I swear to God, if you made me late, we pulled up, they were closed. I looked at him and punched him right in the arm. I said, this is your fault. And it says closed on Good Friday. I didn't let him read. I was like, never mind, no, go.
Hey, you wouldn't even have that supplier if it wasn't for X-Ring. So
I know, but you know what? Now that I got the case feeder, and you just need a pile of bullets, and I did find out you're not supposed to put like 20 pounds of cases in the
yeah, don't fill it to the top. Yeah.
Yes. And why won't they spin? But anyway.
You got to tighten the clutch really tight, and if the motor
here's the thing:
don't worry
if
about
Dylan
it.
wants to really test out their equipment, send that shit to me, because I'll give it a run for its money. I will put the full ignoramus on that thing, and we will fucking. If it don't go down, just
push harder.
Just for the people that's watching this chat now or later, we've been on some private chats and watched Coda Boy try to reload, and the term comes to mind. We use at work a lot. He could fuck up an anvil with a banana. And it's kind of like that. It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. I'm sorry, Coda Boy. I know you're new at it, and you're just going through the trials and tribulations. But my God, dude,
I will never forget that night. Robbie sitting right next to me. Goes, no, don't do that, don't do that. I'm like, it'll go down. Trust me.
Oh, it will. Yeah, it's like that's the tactical guerrilla move that I like to call that. You know,
I
when
think
you're
it's a
stronger.
testament. It's a testament to the product that it was actually fixable without any additional parts,
Right.
except for one little spring. Like
Yeah,
the
so here
spring
we
that,
are. Here we all are right now doing a fucking infomercial for Dylan, and they didn't pay for this shit.
no,
Fuck
it's
you,
it's because we
you're gonna
love
get
the
a check
product.
tomorrow.
It's a truly a good product, and so this is organic right here. What we're doing is truly organic. I mean, I've got 3 of them. SoCal's got 3, 4, or 5 of them. Hell, I've lost track. And listen, it's good shit, and there's no reason not to tell people, because the currency there is to put your friends onto good shit, right?
Oh.
If it was like back in the day when we were younger and maybe we were doing things we shouldn't, you might say, "Oh yeah, that's that and the other thing," and you know, your buddies, right? And this is the same thing, you know, right? So, that's what I like. That's the kind of shit I like.
And this part of the chat is brought to you by Pops Quest and Coda Boy shooting glasses.
No, it's the crap shoot subscription service.
What's in the box? You know what's interesting is, and I appreciate everybody trying to make a living and doing their deal, but I've got the tack pack. I have a stack of this thing sitting in the corner, and I go, guys, I can't do one every month because I've got these other people who want to do it, these other people who want to do it, and it just feels weird. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, here's another box opening, and you know.
Here's what you do: you find a small channel like Jesse B Outdoors, you mail that shit to him.
Yeah.
You call Tac Pack and you tell him, I've sent your product to this small channel. Have a nice day. He's going to review it for you. And that's how you pass on the love and give an honest review. And then they fucking, you know, all these little channels out there, every time you get something good and you don't want to review it, you send that shit right to a small channel and let it happen.
But I like my tack pack.
Well, fuck it. Hey, take the good shit out of it. Take the good shit out of it and send him all the bullshit, you know?
Well, the thing is I usually try to give that to a couple. I mean, hell, when Mel came in last week, it was like, all right, I got knives, I got this. He's like, what about that? I go, no, you can't have that. That's way too nice for you. Here's a little knife. And I mean I say a little knife. I gave him a fucking little knife. It was about that big. I was like, here, this is yours.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I mean,
I know exactly what you're saying, but it's the thing is that I usually try to give this stuff away to people who, like I got a friend of mine, I'm getting ready to send him a package. And he ain't got pot and piss in, but man, it's going to make his day.
Yes, give it away. I give it away now. I like it. Fuck.
Do it again.
I did that one time with a site years ago. It was this weird site that I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, it's kind of like a what do you call it? Like a reflex sight, but it wasn't electronic. It was just mechanical. And I got it, and I tried messing around with it. I got it like I won it in a giveaway or something. And I did what Pop said. I was just like, I don't like this. I don't know if it works or not. How about I just give it away to somebody else and let them have it?
Yeah. No, I think that's cool to just pass it on when there's no need. And plus, I'm just downsizing. As y'all know, I've been giving away truckloads of shit, and it feels good, you know.
Heard that.
Yeah, but I do. You know, the gun community, and I guess there's other communities that's similar to where people start getting not necessarily paid, but they get products, you know, like really expensive products to try out. And it kind of getting back to what we started about this. Okay, let me try to sum it up. When I'm looking at something, I'm looking to buy a gun. I'm looking to buy a holster. I'm looking to buy a freaking lawnmower. I don't care what it is. You know what I do is I avoid any big channel. I look at small channels. I'll do a search, and when I see it's like small channels, that's the people I go to. That's the people, because they probably paid for this out of their damn pocket, and they're gonna give me an honest review. If the guy's got 100,000 freaking subscribers and he's doing reviews left and right, you know, maybe he's getting paid, maybe he's not. I don't know, or maybe he got it for free, whatever. And he may be legit. Don't get me wrong, but I would rather see it from somebody that has 200 subs and just bought this gun out of their hard-earned money and told me what they thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, people. Do you realize how often I get crucified for not watching these mega channels? I had a guy come on in one of my last videos like, oh my God, so Hickok 45 and Mac from military arms channels are fake. And I'm like, listen, no, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't watch them. I don't subscribe to them. And I have my reasons for doing that. And if you want to read into what I said, saying that they're fake and frauds, that's up to you, man. I mean, but I don't have time for that shit, right? I don't have time to decipher whether you're being honest. The easiest way to know is just only subscribe to people that you either know personally or that are small enough to where you know they're buying that shit on their own. I mean, and that's what I do. You know, I mean, it's simple enough. I buy all my own shit. What? Yeah, well,
I know you personally.
Yeah, you're the real deal because you run and gun with me, so it's all good. Plus, you work your ass off there in the league. I know all about you. If anybody out there wants to know anything about Coda Boy 32 and he won't respond to you, ask me. I'll tell you all about him.
Yeah, fucking military arms channel is probably the biggest ripoff on YouTube right now, besides the rest of those guys. And it's shit's going to come out on him too here in a little bit. So let me ask you. Let me clue you guys in on something that's interesting because I had somebody said, you know, I know that they gave you that gun for review, and that's why I watched Tim at Military Arms Channel because he buys his guns. And I was laughing my fucking ass off, and I'm going, you know what? If you watch him, he's got almost 1 million subscribers, which means that I know about what he's making, and it's about 10 or 12 grand a month off of YouTube. Then he's fucking pandering to the fucking Patreon bullshit. And with 1 million subscribers, if 1% pay $1 a month, that's 10 grand a month. That's 22,000 a month he's making. And he's going, you know, thanks to the Patreon, I'm able to buy this Taurus G2 gun here that I'm going to really just put through the trash. And oh gosh, it's going to be really good. And you know what? If he doesn't like you, he will trash your gun. Period. And I just laugh. I'm like, what the fuck? You people are paying him thousands of dollars so he can buy a $500 gun, and what the fuck is he doing with the rest of the money? Fuck it, man. I'm so sick of this shit. I can't stand it.
Hey, brother, I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I totally agree with you. And I will go as far as to say that anyone that donates via Patreon, stop. I mean, stop it. I mean, it's not necessary. Most of the people that are begging for this money on Patreon don't need it, and you're being taken advantage of. You're being played, man.
And you know what? I want to tell you what, the Scab Ugly channel, if you guys are watching this video, go subscribe to him because he put a video out the other day that I absolutely love. And he's one of the, I consider our original group. That guy is the cat's ass. Not necessarily a cat's ass, but you know what I'm saying. He's a fucking awesome dude.
Yeah, let's
for the
give it all
clarification,
out, man. I mean, I think that's why people come here to watch, man. Let's, you know.
I mean, I said it, you know, at the beginning of the chat that, you know, my eyes were open when, you know, Nut and Fancy started doing these reviews, and he has this like philosophy of use, and all his videos are very like concise and like uniform. Everything gets the same level of scrutiny, supposedly, but it's so obviously bullshit. It's just so fake and just curtailed that it's impossible to believe. And then basically all these large channels are doing the same exact shit that he does. It's just in their own kind of shtick, so to speak. And it's just, you know, Wrangler Star is another one. But
oh my god, yeah, he's.
I've never even heard of that.
No, this is a huge one, bro.
Is he a gay porn star? Is that what?
No, he's a homesteader that someone. I mean, he didn't even pay for his own homestead for the most part. But listen, I want to bring up a couple of these comments that were on my video. earlier because they're very good comments, but I'll do it as soon as I get back. I got to go do a couple little things, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, Wrangler Story was one of those ones when early on years ago. I mean, we're getting back toward 10 years ago.
Yeah,
He was he had a pretty good channel, but he kind of got commercialized or whatever it was. He got too big.
I've seen it.
Zeus is one of my original favorites. Also, by the way, you know, we had that circle of friends that we could always count on that throws a video together. Zeus was one. I'm getting a little hammered right now. I don't give a shit. Scab Ugly was one of them. Beretta 9mm was one of them. Yep. And then where's a Uzi 9mm? Where the fuck has that guy been for the last 20 years? He probably just gave it up.
Actually, it's funny that 76 just brought the TGC guys up. And I started watching their channel when they had like 2,000 subs, and they were actually interesting, and they brought a lot of content. I actually liked Adam and listening to all the law reviews that he was doing. And some of them, for the most part, are pretty good, but it's so fucking annoying to listen to all their sponsorship ads and the bullshit. Like, hey, this is brought to you by blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No. TGC, the Gun Collective YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, he's that's his living. That's what he does. It's not a part-time job for that guy. It's what he does. And you know what? I totally get it. I know where you're coming from, but advertising is his game. So he's not. If you were to say that to him, he'd probably make no apologies for it because that's what he does. But I get where you're coming from because it is kind of like, okay, come on, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I've even Iraqi veteran 80, whatever his channel is called. He had 700 subscribers when I subbed him. And this is like in 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. And he was a great guy. He's interactive. He was super cool to work with, and you could ask him questions, and he would, there would be like YouTube used to be. You could do video responses and whatever. And I've seen it over and over and over and over again.
Well,
YouTube changes people, and it fucks people's heads up. It's a popularity contest, and it's this money thing that fucks people up in the head.
You know what? Here's the whole thing, though. I know I've met the guy, met his little compadre there, and I met Brandy. I can see where greed can get into it, money can get into it, but I'm going to hold my judgment until I know both sides of the story. And that's the way I am. I got to hear this trial and jury deal. I mean, it's not one of those things.
I wasn't talking about like what just happened. I'm just saying over the years I've seen his channel and a bunch of them change for the sake of making money.
In the last year, I just watched 2 channels flush themselves down the toilet. And if you're out there in the side chat and know who I'm talking about, don't put it up there because I don't need to stir in the pot like they already did. But we had this one large channel was really pushing and promoting them. This is when they only had 50 subs. And all of a sudden, here it is.
Oh, subs? You mean like they have that many sandwiches?
Well, yeah, like in their community. And all of a sudden they turn around and going, 18,000 subscribers aren't lying. And the next day they got 28,000, but you go on the live chat and they got 62 or 100, less than 100 people in the side chat. And now at that time they got 40,000. And then the
well, listen, Daniel, you came onto this chat for a reason, and it's time to clean the internet. So you must say who it is. You have to call them out, and what that's called is buying subscribers. Now, if you want to tie it,
it's KS Gun Guy. That's something that's been buying subs left and right. I know it.
No, he doesn't do that. Now, listen, Daniel, if you'd like to type it into the thing here, I will mention it for you so you don't be the bad guy. But listen, my job here is to make the internet great again because I have nothing to lose. I have a fucking thing to lose. I don't have nothing on the line. No one's paying me. I pay my own bills. I buy my own shit. and I want this to be the best environment that we can enjoy together.
Okay,
So,
Pops.
This
Pops,
is why you will always be getting back rubs from me as I whisper into your ear.
Rizza Jizza, my first subscriber, just called me out. And this is for Bizza, the only person that can make me name names. Finger Lakes Prepper. Okay. Finger Lakes Prepper. He is a prepper. He is a prepper.
So he's the one. He's the channel that blew up.
Yeah, blew up.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Subs.
Okay, I get it.
And then
he had a product. He had a product to sell, and that was that story, which was not as good as Bizarre Jizza.
No,
but
this was after the story.
Okay,
he stopped. He stopped the story, and it was just going into fear porn. You know, shit hit the fan, and going to doing live chats so that he can make money on YouTube.
Right. So like Canadian prepper style stuff, like big shit. Right.
What are they doing in Canada? Canadian preppers, they make maple syrup. What else do they do? They
bacon, Canadian bacon.
Well, they make the original Sasquatch you promised. Canadians were breeding with the bears, and what happened is that
I think the best thing we can say about this chat is if you ever want to be a fake on YouTube, we're gonna fucking find you and we're gonna call you out, and that's the fucking bottom line. I don't give a shit if you make a bunch of money on YouTube. But if you're going to be fake and you're going to be disingenuous and you're going to have low character, you're going to fuck people over, I'm always going to fucking find you and I'm going to call you out.
I think that's fair. I would like to think that most of the people in the circles I run with, in the circles, when I say run with, that means that I comment on your videos. I interact with you. You interact with me. I like to think we're pretty honest, and you can tell the guys that's making money, and there's nothing wrong with that. I agree with most of the panel here. There's nothing wrong with making money off YouTube through endorsements or whatever the hell it is. But when you start being dishonest just to make $1, I kind of got a problem with that.
It's always funny because I have people ask me quite often, it's like, so how do you get all this stuff? Or how do you get to where you are? And I go, you bust your motherfucking ass. And it's, dude, I laugh at it like somebody called me a fucking shill one day. I said, I wish the fuck you'd say this shit in front of me. I will monkey stomp your dumb ass in 2 seconds. Because I'm going to tell you what, I work my fucking ass off for everything. And if somebody wants to send me some shit, fucking fine. Put it in a stack with the rest of the shit. But if somebody wants to call me a shill, I will jerk your fucking Adam's apple out. Fucking asshole.
Well, I've called you a PSA shill, but I take that back because I know how hard you work. So
I haven't done a PSA video in a long time.
Listen, you and I are good friends. And here's the thing.
You're allowed to do that because you like Walmart, I like PSA. So there you go.
Well, you bought $20,000 worth of PSA shit before they sent you anything. So and
you know what's funny is people don't get that. Is they're like, well, why can't I get somebody to send me something? I go, fucking spend $5 or $6 grand of your own personal money buying their shit, promoting it, and earn it.
But at the same time, you hold down a full-time job, which means, by the way, everyone watching, that his time away from his full-time job is valuable. And this is how I get to know people and how I judge people and how I know people are sincere and real. It's what you know about all the other shit. It's not what you know about them on YouTube. It's about all the other shit you know about them. So there's a lot of people right now that think that the last video I made, they're all like texting me and shit and asking me if they think they're a shill, and I'm like, listen, I know if I know who you are and you're a hardworking guy and your spare time you're doing this, that, and that thing. And hang on, hey baby. But here's the thing: it's all the people that put everything into YouTube for the benefit, right? And that's what I keep saying in my videos. Like,
I'm sorry, that was freaking awesome, man.
I mean, if YouTube is a byproduct, it says it all. Like, if you have a fucking full-time job and you still want to YouTube this shit, you're the fucking real deal. It's when YouTube becomes your main fucking thing. I mean, I will scrutinize the shit out of you. I will figure everything out, and I probably might watch your shit.
Here's the only reason I do what I do is because I travel and I'm out of town Monday through Thursday night. And you guys know that me on my personal level, I'm either driving, I'm working, or I'm doing a video. And I look at it like this. I take my time while I'm out of town to do something productive, like doing the YouTube thing. It was the coolest deal in the world, man. When I was introduced to the YouTube world, I was telling somebody, the Sightmark sent me their new M-Spec. And it was interesting because that was the very first YouTube video that I had ever done was on the M-Spec. And that was back when I was like, okay, I'm going to be very deliberate with this and tell you exactly what I thought of it. But first we got to do the review of the rifle and all the cool stuff that I put on it. And and believe it or not, man, that was in 2014. And when they sent me the new revised M-Spec, it was kind of a cool deal. It was like, thanks very much for sending this out because I can tell you right now, man, I probably spent more money than I will ever take in from YouTube or vendors or, these manufacturers sending shit to me.
No.
Ammunition, all that fucking shit costs money. But I will not ever ask a viewer for money. Ever.
Building a channel that, obviously you've got more subscribers than most of us. Well, all of us. But building a channel that doesn't look as amateur hour as a lot of channels, and I'm not slamming anybody. I'm not saying amateur hour is a bad thing, but when you're trying to build something that people can take legitimately seriously, like when I built Big Meat Sunday, the equipment I had to buy and the amount of time that it took me to make of those videos was ridiculous, to the point where I actually stopped doing it because it was too much work, and it became so frustrating that I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I quit doing it.
Your production value on those videos was TV. It was amazing.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But thank you.
But what I'm saying is that with the money and the time that you invested in putting that channel together, the payoff was getting other items to review. If you put together a good quality,
that's not what I was looking for. I just wanted to put out cool videos that people would watch. That's all I really wanted. And I ended up getting stuff for free, and I did reviews on it. But it's not something I strived for. It was just I wanted to be good at it.
I know you personally, and I know that made you super uncomfortable. And that's when I realized, that you couldn't be bought. That's basically, and I love you for that. And I think it was awesome.
My point being is that 1 second, Roger. Sorry. My point being is that what Coda Boy is saying is, you work your ass off, but there's also a monetary function to it that, the majority, 99.95% of people that blow their balls off trying to be good at YouTube will not be good at YouTube. It's a crapshoot.
As far as the monetary thing is, I just want to make enough money on YouTube to cover my expenses, and it rarely ever.
I will never get out of YouTube what I put into it. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't have a problem with like IV88888, charging money for the views because he's got the wherewithal. 3 million subscribers, that's got to be worth something. But what I don't appreciate is if he's fucked somebody over on his word.
He's using people.
Or he's abusing people, which is bullshit. And that's the thing.
Let Roger talk.
Let me hold on 1 second. Let me finish this thing. Because this is the difference between people like that, and I'm not saying him because I don't know that that's happened, And for some reason, I look like, who's that country singer with the fucking hair?
Billy Ray Cyrus?
No.
James
Anyway.
Yeager.
No, but the whole thing is that if you have that circle of influence of those people or our friendship, you always want to bring them along with you. And that's the difference. We have a family. And I'm talking about Uzi 9mm, Swinger 70. All these guys are all in our immediate family, Inside Freedom. All those guys. You don't forget where you can Rob, Pops, you told me the one fucking thing that was always sticking in my mind. You don't ever forget I don't give a shit if I end up with 1 million subscribers. I will never forget where it came from or who got me there.
No, I'm glad I had a little bit of influence, but the only reason I wasted my time on you is because I knew you were authentic, and so it didn't really fucking matter. I knew you wouldn't really go the way of the monetary bullshit. But I'll tell you guys.
Said, I'd like to say thank you to my sponsor over here at Yee Action Camera. They've done a great job.
Yeah, fuck you and your Yee cameras. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I've had, and I'm gonna tell, and I don't mind telling y'all this in a live stream because I don't think YouTube will gig me on it. But just in case anyone's wondering, I've had 4.3 million video views in the lifetime I've been on YouTube. I've got 13,000 subscribers as of tonight, and I have made all of $4,300 total on my lifetime on my channel. And those are real numbers, guys. And I'm only putting it out there because I want people to understand that's not a lot of fucking money over 6, 7, 8 years or whatever it is. And the reason I'm saying that, and I'm being honest with you guys, and those are real numbers, is because when you have delusions of grandeur of being making money on YouTube or what have you, when all that doesn't pan out and you don't make all this big money off your views, you start looking at other ways to make money, and sometimes that has a way of corrupting people. So that's sort of the path people take.
That's what the whole deal when they had. I'm sorry, John. Let me get in here, but that's the whole deal when YouTube started cutting down the monetization, and they invented this thing called Patreon. I saw people who were making channels who made real money to start off with, and they saw another avenue to double their income, and they jumped on the Patreon thing. And when people spend more time talking about, hey, please donate to my Patreon thing, than they do on the actual subject of the video, I'm going, go fuck yourself. And especially guys that sit behind a desk, they got no expenses in the damn thing. Dude, I had fucking $26,000 worth of expenses and write-off just from fucking YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know the time it takes for me to set up the cameras and do all this bullshit at matches when I could just go out there and have fun? I mean, those match videos don't do a fucking thing but inspire people to go shoot a match. And that is my currency. Once a week, somebody will contact me via YouTube and say, I saw your video and I went and shot my first match. To me, that is worth more than $100 fucking dollars.
Saturday, I had the opportunity.
Wait, stop. Roger has been trying to say something now for 10 minutes.
No,
it's his chat.
It was fairly how I started my YouTube channel. The first video I ever made, it was with an old camera. It was a real shitty video, and I was shooting a hornet's nest, a live hornet's nest with a 12-gauge shotgun. That's how I started my YouTube video.
I remember that.
I've never seen that one.
I mean, it was just a way to put something out to share with some friends. I mean, I didn't even think when I've told the story before, when I first started my YouTube channel and then I started seeing that people were subscribing, I actually got offended. I was like, how are these people seeing my videos? These are private. These are my videos. How are people
You're handsome. I'll tell you what, man, you are so sexy. I saw that you in your suit, dressed up, and I'm like, look at this sexy motherfucker. Holy shit. You look good. Man, John Wick, just step out.
Well, I just want to know this: did you have the mohawk back then, or did you have a full head of hair, or what?
I think I was shaving my own head then. I was just buzzed down. It might have been a little bit there, but I didn't have a mohawk.
Just think of the success you could have had if you had a mohawk.
I know. And the suit, that is my first suit I've ever owned in my life.
I thought you rented it myself.
No, I had it custom made. That's a custom made suit. I had that made for me.
Yeah, it costs too much to rent. You know, he only paid what, $20 for that suit.
And me and Sonia was there with me. She's the one that kind of pushed me toward getting it, but she had a picture of John Wick up, and we were like picking out the collars of the suit, and it was like, yeah, if I'm gonna wear a suit, I'm gonna John Wick the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, that looked good, dude. Man, you carried yourself very well in a suit. Honestly, you look good.
I thought it would be kind of funny to do a gun review in a suit.
Well, I have a question. Is that a clip-on tie, or did you have to?
No, that's a regular tie.
Damn,
but I had the guy
for you.
You remember how to? Did you guys in the Navy? Did you guys have clip-on in the Navy, or did you have to learn how to tie a tie?
You had to learn how to tie.
Yeah, it was a special tie.
Let me ask the retired Navy guy. I mean, look in my eyes.
You got sexy eyes.
Hey, I went to private school. We had to tie a tie every day. So.
Now, well, I will say this: when I picked up the suit, like I said, I had to order it, get it measured. I had the dude that was doing the final fitting. I had him tie the ties because I don't know how to fucking tie a tie.
Hey, when we were in basic training, I was one of the only guys that knew how to tie a tie, and I was like, "All right, everybody line up. I'm tying your ties for you." I did a tie tying class. That was fun.
Yeah, but I can't tie a tie on someone else.
I didn't. What I did was I tied it on me and then loosened it up and gave it to him.
See, you're smarter than me. Fuck, I never would have thought of it.
No, I doubt if I was smarter than you, I would be in. Well,
no.
I went to the same. I went to the same private school, and like during wintertime, we were allowed to wear a turtleneck underneath our dress shirt if we wanted to, instead of a tie, which was an East Coast thing. So what I did was I took a turtleneck and just basically cut the neck out of the shirt and pulled it over my head, then put the shirt on over it.
That's called a
That's tying a tie.
Unreal. You're funny.
Listen, is there anyone watching? I mean, is there any questions or comments? We haven't really. We've been just ignoring the shit out of side chat. Is there anything interesting? I can't.
Red October keeps saying, "Are we going to change the subject yet?"
I don't know.
Right. So
Matthew Hoover is capable of wiping his own ass.
There's actually like about 95 people watching. It's a pretty big chat, actually.
Is there anything we should address on the side chat?
They're kind of commenting, just kind of.
Okay, if anyone has anything for me, I can't see the side chat because of my bandwidth. I'm on my phone right now, and I can't do both at one time. So my apologies if that's the case.
If I missed it, I apologize. I hadn't seen any like direct questions. I've just seen people like agreeing with what we're talking about for the main part.
All right. Okay, I just wouldn't want to ignore anybody. That's all.
No, I try to keep up with it.
And I don't want to make this a super chat where you have to pay $10 to get your question answered.
Okay, well, if that's out there, if there's any people in this private citizens band radios, I got to back this up here because the chat's going so fast. I'd like to throw a shout out for KM4A Charlie Kilo channel out there for all you guys that got your own citizens band radios.
Nice.
CDs with that other thing.
Citizen band doesn't need a license.
Well, not citizen. You know, all you radio heads out there, they got that secret squirrel stuff. Like
that's a ham radio, not a
ham radio.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. Nice shout out.
All right, I got one comment just from what you're saying, Rob. I'll give my opinion, and I'll let everybody else give their opinion. Kind of an important question. As a small channel starting out, how do you grow your channel? And my response would be to, guys, y'all don't have to donate money to this. Please
No,
don't.
hell no, man. Donated money to man. He buying the beer next time around. Just
But my answer is comment on other channels, not huge channels. Don't go to a huge channel. Go to other channels that's a little bigger than you, or a few thousand. Say you got 200 subs, and you're go to channels with 2,000 subs, 1,000 subs, 5,000.
Subs.
Go
Where
to
are
a little bit smaller channels.
subs? Where are subs?
Subscribers.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I remember. But comment on their videos. Be positive. I mean, and I'm not saying pander to people, but if they have a good video, comment on it. If you don't get your name out there, if they don't see your name, they're not going to look up your name. This is how I built my channel. I constantly were commenting on every video I could just to kind of get my name out there. And this was years and years ago. I don't know if it still works the same way. I would imagine it would, but don't go to somebody with 100,000 videos. 100,000 subs, because they're not going to see your comment. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. Just don't. But just my opinion is go to other small channels and just kind of share information, share comments with each other. That's all I can give you. Anybody got anything better?
Yeah,
I would say, Robbie's got something better, but I got something better too.
No, go ahead, Calvin.
I've been to what do they call it? It's like a YouTube conference, but it wasn't put on by YouTube. It was put on by a different company. I can't think of what it was called now, but and it was like a black box for YouTube. And for the most part, what I learned was if you're trying to grow a channel, and this was back in the Big Meat Sunday days when I was trying to grow my channel, it's basically like Roger was saying, it's all on interaction. And then, if you're really serious about it, there's a science to it, because YouTube is not run by people. It's run by computers. They're all algorithm based.
No, dude, you ever watch this thing? You got to start painting your fucking nails purple. You got to lift your wrist like this.
There's
okay? Oh, that's like lovely things. We're going to be sitting here, makeup here. You will fucking grow. They will recommend your channel for every fucking buddy. Look at the fucking creator studios. Every one of them are gay. They're freaking flaming homo transsexuals. Oh my God! No wonder we can't fucking get anything going on over here.
Listen, right. Don't be hating on the non-gender specific.
No, Michael sings. I really don't give a fuck about growing my channel.
All right,
that's fun, Michael. Right. That's fun.
I'm gonna get some food.
All right, Calvin, did you get your point across, or did
not really? But go ahead. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab some food.
You know what? My apologies for the fucking. Crazy-headed fucking hair, dude. All right, what was the question again? How do you grow your channel? My goal is to not grow my channel. I've never wanted to grow my channel. And my question back to anyone that asks that is, how do you grow your channel? My question back to you is, why do you want to grow your channel? Until you know why you want to grow your channel,
it's for the sex.
You can't.
It's for the sex. That's all it is.
Okay, that doesn't happen. But here's the thing. Now, I want to be serious for a minute here. Until you know why you want to grow your channel, there's no answer. Because if you really are a new YouTuber and you want to grow your channel, obviously you have some agenda. You have a reason you want to grow your channel. You want to, I want to grow my channel. Do you want to be popular? Do you want to get people to pay you? Do you want to be able to have, do you want to have influence over other people based on your subscriber count? What do you want out of your channel? Why do you want to grow your channel? So I don't want to tell you how to grow your channel. I want you to tell me why you want to grow your channel. And then you and me can have a talk.
Yeah, if someone's in it just to make money, they're not going to enjoy it at all. Just go out there, have fun, get in a community. and it'll just naturally grow because you're interacting with more people.
Daniel,
Yeah.
that's too much common sense. I wanted to put this guy back on his heels. You just totally wrecked it for me. Thank you.
What the
Well,
fuck,
I can
man?
tell
You know,
you.
honestly, I'll tell you the reason why I want to grow my channel. It's all the free shit that I get in the mail, like on a daily basis. My wife's getting sick and tired of it. I got a fucking Connex full of fucking shit that people send me. It's like okay, which am I going to shoot now? How much free ammo am I going to get? I've got free nail polish. It's gorgeous. It just looks great.
All right, you do realize there are people thinking you're serious right now, right? You do
Don't
realize
hair your butt hair. I'm going to do a video on how to shave your ass. It should do out really well.
Well, considering you can't even afford great clips for a decent haircut, we know anything that you say about what you're making off YouTube is bullshit.
That's laziness. That's me not going across the street to there's a barber literally around the corner of my building.
Hey, bro, 5 cents worth of hair gel will square you away. It's all good.
I got some hairspray and some fucking fucking Dove or whatever. Fucking y'all, fuck y'all.
I think he lets his dogs do his hair. That's what it looks like to me.
Only on Friday and Saturday.
So you take a piece of bologna and rub it on your head, and the dogs sound like it.
No, it's raw bacon, bro.
Actually, I want to find Rob's hair person who does his hair, because that guy's hair is always impeccable. And dude, how do you grow this thing on your face in like 2 weeks?
It's genetics, bro. I mean, it's genetics. What do you want from me? You know.
I know.
It's my reverse mohawk. You know what I'm saying?
So I tell you what though, here's one of the reasons why I do YouTube, and one of the reasons why I have so much fun in. And all you guys who are out there in the side chat who have joined us on this video, there's a reason why you're here. It's because one, you either are here because you know one of us. Number two, we have a family. All the guys right here. I met Rob. Pop's Quest gave me a shout out a very long time ago. And even my brother called me up and he's like, dude, this Rob guy, he is so cool to give you a shout out. And I was probably, I had like maybe 800, 500,000 subscribers, family members.
500,000? I don't know about that, but yeah.
But you did. You gave me a shout out. And honestly, even my brother was just like, dude, that is the greatest thing ever, And I was like, you know what? He's a great guy. SoCal, we're here because we're all family. That to me means more to me than anything out there. And the funny thing is we can pick up the phone and other than I will give SoCal was the first one to pick up the phone tonight, because I did call. There's a certain call pattern that I go through, and he picked up the phone first. You did call me back, Rob. Thank you very much. Roger, I apologize. I didn't give you a call on this thing because I didn't think it was relative. But in any case, I got into the YouTube thing because of the family. And unfortunately, I need to pay the bills. So that's why I am always busting my ass to do a good video, because somebody's got to pay for this fucking ammo. And it ain't going to be my wife.
I get it. That's why I love you, man. I mean, you're an exception to the rule when it comes to big channels. And believe me, you're not a big channel yet. You just have a lot of subscribers. That's the difference. You might end up being a big channel one day, and you know what? Maybe for Christmas you'll get it one day. But seriously, I'm just joking around. But to me, you're still a small channel, because it's the mentality, it's the way you act, it's the way you operate. And when I talk about big channels, I'm talking about people that act like that. You can have 5,000 subscribers, but if you act like you're a big channel and you take all that Patreon bullshit and need people to support you to fucking do what is supposed to be a hobby, you're that person I'm talking about, and you can fucking eat a bowl of dicks, as Calvin would say. Thank you, sir. And that's just how I call it. And again, I'll reiterate, my goal of doing these kind of fucking videos from time to time is just to let people know that YouTube is still real. You just got to find the right people.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, most of us, you go a little bit out of your way. You know, sometimes I'll do a video just to be doing a video, but most of the time, I mean, other than riding down the road in the car, I mean, I'm already riding down the road in the car, so fuck it, let me do a rant video, whatever it is. But if I'm doing a shooting video, like the last video I did, the review of the Shield, it was actually a review I wanted to do. I wanted to compliment the gun. I'm happy with it. I wanted to show it off. I wanted to show off my suit, but it was organic. You know what I mean? It wasn't that I was being, well, you know, like you said, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being capitalism. There's nothing wrong with capitalism and making money. But if you're not honest about it, that I have a problem with that. And I think that's the problem you have with it, Rob, the whole thing. And I get it. And I definitely get it. But if I review something, I mean, I reviewed briefly the holster I'm using, the gun I'm using, and I was happy with them, and I paid for them out of my own pocket. Nobody gave me shit. But if they did and it sucked, I would have told you it sucked. But if it worked, I would tell you it worked, and I'm happy with it. And I think there's nothing wrong with finding channels that's honest with you, because I still get comments on that Phobius, however you pronounce that holster, that fucking sucked. It was jammed my gun up in it, and I told you, this is a piece of shit. Don't buy this holster.
Yes, yeah, exactly. My goal for one of my videos for this year, just in case anyone's watching, is to make a list of all the channels that I trust. And I'm going to release that video at some point in time this year. I'm still trying to gather all the information. Channels that I trust. This is going to be my ultimate shout out video. And there's tons of channels that I'm thinking about, and I'm going back and looking at videos, but this is very important. This is how we save YouTube to be a good place for people to come for reviews and actually trust people. People out there that think that I don't lie to you and they can trust me, I want to share with them the people that I think will not lie to them and be the real deal. And I will put that fucking video out probably sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. And I'm not bullshitting you. This is going to be hopefully something people can go, okay, yeah, that's good information. I encourage everyone to put out a video like that. People you can trust on YouTube, fucking put it out there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I agree with you.
That way you don't have to say nothing negative about nobody. Just put out the positive people that you knew ain't going to fucking lie to you. Put it out there. Fucking lay it out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I mean, I look at YouTube videos for everything. I just rebuilt the carburetor on my Echo chainsaw. Where did I go? I went to YouTube and I found some small channels.
Dude, I got my fucking garage door opener working here because of fucking YouTube. I'm not lying.
Yeah. You know, I know nobody, probably the majority of nobody, is interested in putting stuff on their Jeep or tweaking their Jeep, but I've learned a ton about my Jeep on YouTube, and I've already found the select version of the, you know, the Nut and Fancies and the Iraqi Veteran 8888s in the Jeep world. They exist in every level of every genre of every characteristic of anything you can think of on YouTube. There are sellouts, and people will tell you anything for $1, and you know, it's not just the Second Amendment community. There are shills and suckers on every level, on every channel out there you could think of.
I agree. I agree. And you know what? I encourage you to find the guys in the Jeep community that will actually show you how the products go on and how they are used and if they are worth a shit. Because if they can't show you, they ain't worth a shit. And that's kind of what I live by.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. Just really quick, I know nobody gives two fucks about Jeeps or whatever, but there's actually a guy who's a senior mechanic for Fiat Chrysler that works in North Carolina, and he does reviews and like tutorial videos on how to do shit to your Jeep that won't fuck up the warranty, and it looks like one of their mechanics did it for way less than $200 an hour. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Whatever that's worth.
Yeah, that's the real deal, basically.
Yeah,
Yep.
we need more of them people.
Exactly. Any other side chat questions or comments that we need to address?
I think a lot of people are just either agreeing or having their own conversations between.
So they're having a
themselves.
circle jerk in the side chat. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
You're just saying, yeah, I learned how to change my timing belt from YouTube. I learned how to do this. I mean, seriously, I mean, us as YouTubers especially, but once I figured out that YouTube wasn't just a place to go watch music videos, it was actually, there were people showing you how to do stuff. That's how I kind of got introduced into it.
That's funny.
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
It's funny. Shoot, ride, live said awkward silence, and I was just thinking to myself, actually, I don't think anybody fucking cares because we're not here to get popular. We're here to just
awkward
talk to each other.
Doesn't happen. It's
opportunities. When you've been dating these people this long, there's no awkward silences. We're thinking of something else to go to.
Well, I've been watching the side chat for quite a while here, and I don't see any women except for maybe there was Sonia was here.
Yeah.
And I mean, we need more women in these shooting sports. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely go to a public gun range more often if I didn't have to look at fat, ugly old guys.
Let me tell you something. When I go to 3-gun USPSA matches, at least where I'm at, there's plenty of women that love to shoot, and they work hard, and you can tell by their appearance that they work hard, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I'd love it. I don't talk about it a whole lot because that's distasteful, and on this chat I feel like that's okay. So I'm just fucking with you, Roger. No, but they're the women in the shooting sports, that's a local thing, man. You got the Jade Strucks of the world, but man, that's not even hot compared to some of the stuff you see at the local matches. It's really cool.
Well,
and honestly,
that taunt that I just did, the women are actually starting to show that they are out there watching.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, I think more women watch channels like Keita Busey or Julie Golub or any of those professional shooters that are female. They probably have no interest in watching men. I mean, honestly, how many of you guys watch Julie Golub shoot? I mean, I'm not trying to play like the sexist guy or anything, but
no, I love watching her shoot, and not for what you think, but I like seeing techniques. Women run guns differently than men. There's a lot you can learn from watching women run guns competitively. They're just different in the way
you guys are supposed to agree with me, fucker.
No,
no,
well,
you're right. You're 100% right. Women do things differently than men, and I don't care what it is. If it's anything physical or takes coordination, usually women will do it with way more finesse and 10 times more grace. And the best example I can give you is golf.
Is your wife sitting right beside you when you're just
right here? Yeah.
Here's the thing. Women will do things with the lowest amount, and this is not to say bad. This is actually good. with the lowest amount of energy necessary to complete a project. And I know that sounds totally terrible, but they're more efficient at what they do. So women will handle a gun in a way where there's less involved. And you can learn a lot, especially from competition shooters that are women, because they're very aggressive, but they're very efficient at the same time. And men aren't that way. Men will move the gun 7 times more than a woman that will move a gun 2 or 3 times. And it's kind of a cool thing to compare.
Hey, guys, I'd love to sit around and chat. I'm about to pass out, that kind of thing, because I got to be up at like 4:30 in the morning.
Well, we, as soon as you leave, we can talk about you. So go ahead.
Yep, y'all can, but I can watch it in the morning. But anyway, thank you for everybody who joined. Greatly big shout out to all the guys out there in the community chat. You guys are awesome. TR Prepper, dude, you are my hero. SoCal, thanks for answering the phone today, man.
Hey, man. Somebody's got to do it, right?
And
I
then,
felt kind of sorry for you.
Thank you. And then Daniel, you were a scholar and a gentleman, and the most gracious hostess with the mostest, the guy with the goatee, the go-to, Pops Quest. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for having me. I got to go to bed. I'm about to die. So y'all be good.
Right, happy dying.
Later, man.
Happy endings.
La, 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 la.
It's funny because so Coda Boy calls me and he's like, yeah, well, you're like the umpteenth person I've called. Thanks for answering the phone. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm glad to be on your priority list. And then he explained like the priority list. And then he went off on this tangent. I couldn't even tell you what he told me. He's just rambling. And I know the people that have taken his phone calls know exactly what I'm talking about. You listen to him talk for 20 minutes, and then you get about 4 words in edgewise, and he's like, all right, gotta go. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Good talking to you. Talk to you later, man. No, I love the guy. He's a cool dude.
Oh, wild.
Well, Pops is the one that got a lot of us together. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of Coda Boy until one of the Farmageddons.
Yeah, me neither.
I had no idea who he was.
I met a
he
ton
was
of
just
people.
starting in YouTube then, I guess.
I met a ton of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had been out of it. I'd kind of retired my gun channel and prepping channel, and then doing the Big Meat Sunday cooking thing, and then I got back into it, and Robbie invited me back to Farmageddon. I'm like, cool. And it was like, I recognized that guy and TR Prepper, and there's 35 other people. I have no idea who they are.
Well, I remember walking up to Mossy Nut and Curious Yellow Solar, who's changed his name. He's Curious Yellow Cuda or something now. And they started talking to me, and I'm like, I ain't got no freaking clue who these people are. And there were several like that. Yeah, the first ones.
Well, I finally got the doctors got this whole infection in my back settled out. So I'm looking forward, if there is another Farmageddon get together, of definitely being there this time. I already got the wife's permission.
Hey, Roger, can you send a link to that email address?
So I look forward, because there's this one guy in the side chat that I definitely want to get out there and bite in the kneecap.
You want to bite somebody?
I want to bite him in the kneecap.
That's creepy, bro. Man. You should save that for your goats.
No. I mean, I've been picking on old Bald and Curious, old Val, for a long time. I definitely want to go out there and shoot with him. He's good. Big.
He's fun to beat him up.
Hey, if you're going to swing up. I mean, I don't care if you got to get on a step.
I'm taller than he is, so it's cool.
That's one guy that will not lie to you. I'll tell you that much.
No, he will tell you exactly what he means, even if you can't understand him.
And he won't even tell it to you nicely, in case you're curious.
Oh, I believe it. Hey,
or Bald.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
I like guys who are, I mean, just out there in your face, because that's the way I grew up in that atmosphere.
Well, it's easier. Not that I ever done it, but my memory sucks so bad I can't keep up with lies. So it's just best to be honest, and then I ain't got to worry about what did I tell them. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the older you get, the more that is. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, like on our Friday night little private farm chat that we do. The next morning, I couldn't tell you a fucking thing that I said because I'm either tired or fucking hammered or both. And I hope to God I'm being honest. And so I think I reverted to just being honest most of the time.
Yeah, we're all
Unless I'm
still
just
friends,
trying to
right?
talk to her.
At worst, the worst I do if I really don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, I just won't say anything. But if I do say anything, I'll be honest about it.
I think, honestly, there's that again. It goes back to like this PC culture. I mean, it's one thing like not wanting to hurt your friends' feelings, but sometimes people need their fucking feelings hurt. If they're being a jackass or fucking up, and this kind of goes full circle to what our original topic was, you need to call them out and say, dude, you're being a jackass, you're being a fuck up, you're wrong, and here's why. There's really nothing wrong with it. And, it's a bonus, I guess, if you do it in a respectful manner. But even if not, it's
Well,
just it is what it is.
Isn't that how we grew up? To have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
be honest and, take criticism like a man, or a woman, do something with it, learn from it.
Right.
Don't get offended, learn something.
I had a phone call on my way home because I sent out an email. I just got off work. Somebody had fucked up on the machine. I couldn't pinpoint one of our guys in maintenance, but I was like, look, somebody fucked up. It might not have been one of us. It could have been a mold tech or somebody else. But look, this is the way you do this procedure. Somebody really fucked up. They overfilled the machine with oil is what they done. It wasn't a big deal, but it was a little big deal. And so one of the other guys who gets his email on his phone, he called me. He's like, who the fuck done that? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just pointing it out. Somebody fucked up. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying, look, this is the proper procedure to do this. Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is throw your buddies under a bus, but you kind of have to be honest to some degree. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't, because if you're not, it might come back to you. That's the worst part, so speak the truth.
Just pointing out, like I said, in that particular instance, I couldn't point a finger and say, hey, you fucked this up. I just like, look, I don't know who done this, but don't do it anymore. Whoever it was. Well, you don't have to confess, but this is the way you do this. This is the procedure. I included pictures and shit. I was like, look, do this.
Well, I run a cabinet business, and every day I leave early because I got family things to do, and that's why I get there at 6 a.m. But every morning I show up there. First thing I do is walk through the shop and look at everything that I want to question. And I'm like, the same as you, man. I'm like, who the fuck did that? Why'd you do that? This, that, and the other thing. And it just blows my mind. But I try to do it in a way that makes them think and makes them better the next time around. But at the same time, it kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, it kind of drives me insane at work too. Because I have a lot of people under me, and people are constant. I mean, you can imagine, or specifically Robbie, that you develop the cabinets that you have and are selling currently. You have probably dozens of people working for you at this point, and they all come to ask you questions. Tell me how fun it is to answer the same question over and over and over. It makes me insane. There was one point where I was like, dude, this is like the 5th time you've asked me this question in the last month. I'm not going to answer it until you return here with a pad of paper and a pen, and you're going to write down exactly what the answer is. And I'm never going to answer it for you again because I'm done. It's aggravating as fuck.
And to me, I don't want to answer the question. I want to answer them in philosophy. I want to explain to them why. So, okay, so if this happens and this happens, and you have these opportunities, what is the path, and what would you do? And if I get the wrong answer, I'll correct them, and I'll say, do you get it? Do you understand it? Oh yeah, I totally get it. And 2 weeks later, it's the same bullshit. So yeah, it's fucked up. It's frustrating. And that's the best people made for the job, not the worst.
Yeah, I've had not necessarily, well, you know, in what I do, but I've been like a fill-in supervisor and stuff like that. And it's like one of the jobs I had, you know, we work 5 days a week. I'd come in Monday and I'd have to retrain the fucking material handlers every Monday. Every Monday I had to retrain them like they just walked in the door, didn't know a damn thing. It's like, damn it. You got to put these boxes over there, get this over here. It's like, holy shit.
Hey, Robbie, Comms Prepper wants to buy some cabinets from you.
I don't work up that way, man, but I wish I did. He's a good dude. I love that guy. I'm not so much into the comms thing, so I don't watch all of his videos, but I know how solid of a person he is, and I really appreciate his integrity and honesty and who he is. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, for sure. I kind of went balls deep into ham radio for a bit there, and since kind of gotten bored of it. And I still use it occasionally, but it's mainly just to keep up with the technology, just so if indeed I do need to use it, like if I'm out on a Jeep trail, or, you know, God forbid we go grid down or whatever, this shit probably won't ever happen. But you know, it's just something that it's an extra tool in the box, you know.
Yeah, and I know how important comms are. You know what I mean? But I've got so much I'm doing in my life right now. I don't have time to be good at it, if you will, with that. So I don't ever like to immerse myself into something unless I can be really good at it. So I haven't really gone into that. You know what I mean?
The way to, I mean, just as a side road, really quick, you know, ham radio is kind of like getting a driver's license. Once you get it, it's like you're done. You know, you don't have to babysit it. You don't have to fucking, you know, like renew it or anything like that. You know, every 10 years you have to write the FCC a letter and say, yeah, I'm still a licensed ham radio operator. That's like all you got to do. That's it. You're done.
Yeah, but I know a lot of women that have driver's license that can't fucking drive worth a shit. So.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be good at it. You just have to get the license to just do your best, you know, whatever that might be.
Yeah, well, if you're doing prepper stuff, you can't learn it all. You just need to be a buddy with who knows that piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, that's why groups are paramount in a prepper situation. Good point, Daniel. And I'm not. And listen, I can tell you how to do a lot of like I'm an awesome tomato grower, right? That's my niche. I can grow tomatoes fucking out of nowhere, out of a fucking bag of Miracle Grow. I can make 100 tomatoes out of one sack of one plant.
Tomatoes are fucking gross, dude.
I know you don't like them, but you know what? There's a value there, and that's what I can do. So, plus, I can make custom ammo and shit like that. But anyway, I got my own skills. I can build shit. I can make cabinets and all that. But you're right. I mean, let's pull together a group of preppers and let's have our own little skills. And really, honestly, communication is very. I'm very poor at that. I don't mind admitting that. I haven't put in the work. I'm not good at it.
I am very good at reproduction of the human species. Just don't tell any of the ladies I've been fixed, because I may have to do it a lot.
Damn, I'm shooting blank still, even after that.
Hey,
that surgery.
Keep trying. But no, you're right. You can't know everything. You gotta have a group of people that's part of the process, you know.
It's not an excuse, but one of the reasons I kind of waned away from the ham radio was just because of these chats. It was like, fuck, I can just talk to all these people all over the world.
Yeah.
And
It's
see
easier.
them too while I'm doing
It's
it.
way easier than having to repeat your call sign every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah. I mean, but it's got to be a cool feeling. That's like taking the mile-long shot with a 6.5 Creedmoor. I mean, being able to reach out to somebody in another country with a radio has got to be the same awesome feeling to shoot an 18 by 24 steel at a mile. You know, because they don't even know you're there, and all of a sudden you say hello.
Yeah. True.
But nothing says I love you more than when you are just hiding and they can't see you, and you just reach out and grab them by their throat, and they never even suspected you were there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. That's good shit, right? That's Vietnamese shit. That's Vietnam era shit right there.
Even in that same boat, being able to, shoot a 18-inch target at 1,700 yards is pretty cool too.
No, I get it. I hope to. I have no awesome bolt guns except that 338 Lapua, and I don't know how to shoot it. But besides that, the only gun I got is my long range gas gun. I want to be as accurate as I can with that thing, and hopefully in the next week or so, I can shoot that out to a 1,000. I doubt I'll hit anything at 1,000, but I'm gonna go shoot that bitch and see what happens.
All right, I just want to answer this really quick question because I know Comms Prepper's typing furiously at this moment. But TB out there asked, how hard is it to learn the ham radio? And I want to say, when I took my first ham radio license test, there was 7 and 8-year-olds testing for the same exact crap I was. Let that sink in.
Yeah, it's only anybody can pass the technical and general test. You don't even have to. I know it's kind of cheating, but you don't even have to understand what the question and answer is. But if you take the practice test online enough, you can pass the test. Period. That's what I done for like 2 weeks. I would just take the test over and over and over. And I have a electrical background, so that did help me. Don't get me wrong. But if you memorize the questions and answers, whether you understand what the hell they're talking about or not, you can pass the ham test.
Yeah, I have electrical background as well, and but yeah, what Roger's saying is for sure. Sometimes you can find ham radio tests that are verbatim, the actual tests. All the questions are actually public knowledge, and you know exactly how many questions you're going to get on the test. I think the technical has like a question pool of like 200 or 250 questions, and they're like so easy, ridiculously easy. I'm not saying easy because it's like something I knew in the past, but it was like easy. They're like 1-word answers. It's super easy to pass that test.
Yeah, it's like the pool's like a couple hundred questions, but you only get like 50. And then the general was like the pool was, and I'm just spitballing here, I forget. The
Yeah, it's like
pool
350 or 400.
300 questions, and then you get 100 or something like it's something like that. But if you just fucking do it over and over and over and over and over, you'll know the question. How many ohms is this and this and this and this? And you're like, I don't even know what an ohm is, but I know the answer is 50.
Yeah, I mean, I encourage people to actually learn what the hell they are learning, but at the same time, you're right. You don't need to know Ohm's law. You don't have to know how to calculate how many watts are going to come from X number of amps and volts. But it's good knowledge to have, just regardless, even if you're not a ham radio user and you might work on your car stereo or just have a general interest in electricity and you don't burn your house down.
Well, as YouTube gets more censorship and our news is no longer news on TV, how far down the road do you think it's going to be when we're going to have to rely on ham radio to get news of what's going on.
I'd say it's a little ways down the road, but it's coming. I mean, there's enough right now. There's enough independent news outlets that we kind of get a different point of view. It may be a different point of view and biased as well, but
I have an opinion on that.
Hmm.
I think when it gets to that point, that communicating with people at that distance won't matter. That it's going to be more that the only thing you're going to care about is communicating with people that are locally. If you think about that, like, why would, like, if there's total meltdown in the world, why would you care about even communicating with someone? Maybe you can help someone over there. That's great and everything, but you're going to be the hero and okay, great and all that. But what really matters is where you are. And at that point, I don't even think a radio signal is going to matter. Maybe a CD or handheld radio type shit, but that's about it.
Well, it's not necessarily all about talking to people. There's a lot to be had, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry, my wife thinks that if she carries on a phone conversation, the louder she talks, the better they can like work through a cell phone signal.
That's
But
true. It's true, by the way.
So what I'm thinking of is instead of like having to talk to like me talking to somebody in Alabama or talking to somebody in Connecticut or Rhode Island or, on the other side of the country, you're right. I have no business I don't care what their situation is. But if they have like information that I'm interested in, it's important to know how to tune an antenna and why you tune it that way so you can pick up signals from way the hell over there as opposed to just right around you. So,
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about listening. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
that's one thing that I talked about a lot when I was a little bit more involved in ham radio. It's like anybody can buy a ham radio. You don't have to have a license. You don't even have to study. You don't even have to know shit about it. But if you can turn it on, if you have power, you can listen.
Yeah.
And that's really the whole thing about it. In a prepper situation, shit hit the fan, you would be better off listening, not even talking on it. So you don't have to have a license. Just listen. What's going on here? What's going on there? And this worst case scenario bullshit. Don't get me wrong, but that's kind of what got my interest started in it. Because I mean, when I bought my first ham radio, I didn't have a license. I was just listening.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that Comms actually, of all of us out here, Comms Prepper is probably the most versed, and he pretty much wholeheartedly agreed with basically what I was saying. Is listening to people around the country. Let's just say, who has zombie apocalypse or meltdown or whatever the hell you want to call it. 99% of the people, or 99% of the time, is you're going to be listening to other people talking about their situations. You can get knowledge from that. And you don't have to say a friggin' word, but being able to tune your radio to listen to those conversations is a skill set that it's not going to hurt you ever to have. And it like what TR was saying, it doesn't take any time at all to pass the test to be able to do it. I mean, you don't even need a test to listen on a ham radio. You can just go buy one and figure out how to use it on your own. But it's a bonus to actually know what you're doing.
I think that if we're at, and this is where I'll play a little devil's advocate, because I don't disagree with you, because I will be as curious as the next guy wanting to know what's going on. But if the shit hits the fan to the point of total meltdown and we can't use cell phones, now think about this. There's no TV, radio, or cell phones, and we are trying to figure out what's going on through ham radios or wherever it is. Okay, let's think about that, because that is the point where it's total meltdown. Like you're thinking about you might die. I'm just guessing now.
Well, no, think about like Katrina. Hurricane Katrina would be a great example. It's not necessarily zombie apocalypse, but it's like nobody for 100 square mile or 100-mile radius around you has power. But the ham guys are preppers.
Well, no, because I've been through hurricanes where it's been totally demolished, and you just go somewhere and figure out what's going on. I'm talking about where like it's total meltdown, like where you can't hear anything anywhere, like dark, like black dark. I mean, that's a special kind of fucking oh shit, right? I mean, that's because
Yeah,
when
yeah.
because you and I know when it's an isolated S.H.T.F, you don't care. You're just waiting on people to contact you, and you're waiting on the heroes to come in and supply you and all that, and that's good. But when it's a legitimate nationwide, and none of us have ever experienced this, maybe a world war or a civil war, or people that lived in a war demolished country could speak on this, but none of them are on this panel, so we don't know that. But none of us can really imagine what it's like to be totally dark, like to be unconnected from anything or anyone anywhere, and go, oh, wait a minute, I got this ham radio. I think I'll just tell everybody what's going on here. There's a part of me that says most people won't do that because they don't want to give up what's going on where they are for fear of being given too much information about what's going on where they are. So I think at that point in time, everything goes dark, and those radios really have no purpose. I think the local radios where you can communicate to people that are actually working with you, I think those might be more valuable.
And it just actually to back that up, and I agree with you, Robbie. In a situation like that, you actually don't even need a license to operate a ham radio. There's a FCC regulation that says, if it's the only means of communication, feel free.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. You can.
Yeah,
It's like
it would be a situation if it got that bad. I think people would be talking in code and very general. If they did talk, it would be so general and so obscure. But we're talking worst case scenario. You know, and like the radio I have, I can hook it up to a 12-volt battery. I could, if my trucks was still running, I could, or car, I could make sure the battery is charged up, bring it in the house, hook the damn ham radio up to it, and I could talk to somebody in England. Not
that's
that
pretty
I would.
cool.
I'm just saying it gives you options.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I can't even imagine being able to do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right now it's hooked up to 110, and that's what it runs on. But I can rearrange the wiring and make it run on a 12-volt battery because that's what it actually runs on, 12 volts. Anyway, but it's like I said, that's worst case scenario, shit like that. I mean, if it gets that bad, you're worried about taking care of your wife, your kids, yourself, not getting killed. The last thing that you're really worried about is what's happening in another country or whatever. It's like kind of what you said, the immediate area. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and you might have to.
And you might have to.
Yeah, you might have to pull your resources to go kill people that are fucking with you pretty bad. I mean, if it gets that bad, I mean, you may have to take some people out, which is kind of fucked up to think about. But being what it is, I mean, you either live or die. So that's. I know no one wants to talk about that, but.
And it's happened many, many times in Earth's history, of mankind's history. I mean, the shit has hit the fan several times. Civilizations have risen and fallen.
Yep.
Mankind has damn near been wiped off the earth at least 4 or 5 fucking times.
How long has Venezuela been going on? That's a whole country that's going down a shitter.
Yeah. And if the Democrats get their chance, they're going to put us in that situation.
Yeah, the United States of Venezuela is what the fuck we're going to end up being.
Yeah. How fucking crazy can they get? Bernie Sanders was talking about letting people in prison vote. Universal health care for every fucking body. You do away with student debt. I mean, it's like, how fast do you want this country to fail?
Well, I think we should do away with politicians at that point, just between you and me and the internet. I mean, That'd be a
It's
way to
like
solve that fucking problem.
the Democrat Party. Okay, we'll just go ahead and change subject a little bit. The Democratic Party that's running for president, you know, there's about 20 of them now. It's like, how much crazier can I get from the next one? How crazy can I? Their shit's crazy. How can I over crazy it?
It's dude, I'm telling you, it's the pendulum swing. It swings harder to the left and hard to the right every election cycle, and eventually the pendulum is going to stop. And this is where the shit's going to go haywire, and we all need to prepare for that. But to fight them, we have to go further right or further right. I don't know how you're looking at this, but they go further left to fight us, and the further we get apart, all of a sudden the pendulum swings, and we have to clash, and the shit hits the fan. Now there is a very cool video floating around out there about who would win the conservative versus the liberal civil war, and I encourage you to go find that and watch it. It's an interesting ending to that video.
Yeah, the one that well, I won't say who shared what, but yeah, I watched it actually, and it was like, to me, it was a no-brainer actually.
Yeah, kind of. I haven't seen it, but I can tell you who won.
Well, you know, the firepower matters. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's just a majority of land mass that the conservative side, libertarian conservative side, owns. I mean, like 98% of America is conservative. It just so happens that there's a couple of pockets that carry a very big population that carry the country about half liberal.
Yeah, you're saying geographically.
Yep.
And it's almost like well, dare I go full circle here and
Full circle and freeze up.
I was wondering if that was just me or him.
No, he froze.
Yeah.
well, I want to say socialists, like communists, are out there, you know, spewing their campaign and their ideas. The only reason they're saying the things they are to get elected, to become popular, and to get subscribers. They want votes. It's just another example of how fame and popularity will wreck an individual. You know, I'd really be interested if Bernie Sanders honestly believes that half the shit that he comes out of his pie hole would make America better than where we are now. I can't fucking fathom anybody that is that old is that fucking crazy.
Well, we could get into conspiracy theory and get into, we're not going to, but I'm just saying we could get into a conspiracy theory of the elite that run the world and the peons and that they consider us, where that balance is, and they don't care. They actually want over half the population fucking dead.
They started that before World War II.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can keep us fighting, they always win. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I've had some people question me about, they're like, well, if all these people are dead, they won't get the same tax money. And I was like, it don't fucking matter. They're already up here. They're the elite. They're the royals. It doesn't matter if the money goes down. They're still above, and they can only control so many people. There's too many people in the world for them to control. So they want us wiped the fuck out. So they only have a smaller number to keep under their, control.
I can't disagree with you. The money, the amount of money that's being printed is based on the population. So that all that taxation bullshit and that theory doesn't matter. But I look at that all the time. I really do. And I'm like, wow. So if you just look at the liberals and the way they feel about abortion, I mean, they're already trying to curb population before they're born. So that kind of plays their hand right there.
Well, they pushed it out to where they're after they're born. to kill the
So
baby.
you can shoot your 1-year-old kid in the face and call it an abortion. I think. I don't know. Don't anyone do that. Don't anyone do that.
The only campaign promise that I've seen come out of the Democratic Party that I'm all for is old crazy Joe Biden. He promised to keep his hands to himself.
Wow, I can't imagine he would do that.
Mm.
What a sacrifice he's making.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having to do that.
Well, he's probably got calluses from rubbing on women's and children's shoulders so hard that he probably needs to take a rest.
That are just violently awful, like rheumatoid arthritis, where he's like, well, I'm not able to do it anymore. So if I tell people I won't, it'll look like I'm actually keeping my promise.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, pre-play. Nice.
As long as he can still sniff their hair.
Yeah, I'm sure most people that's watching this chat or y'all have seen all the videos. Yeah, that it's like it's fucking molester. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And y'all dare fucking want to even bring up anything about Kavanaugh, about something that wasn't proven that ever happened, and even the friends of the chick that accused him of it said, no, it didn't happen. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. But Joe Biden can fill up a little fucking 10-year-old publicly, and you're all like, okay, we're okay with that. Well, that's just Joe Biden. He's just touchy-feely.
Yeah, old Joe. Yeah, whatever.
Any one of us will get fired for such behavior, guaranteed.
Well, not me, because I'm the boss. But yeah.
If you start filling up your woodworking people, God bless you.
I don't have any women that work for me, so it's all good.
That's what I'm saying. We'll change it from Farmageddon to Homeageddon.
Actually, I did have a chick that worked for me for like 6 months, but she squared away my books and everything, and we were good friends. And I did touch her from time to time, but in a friendly way, So
There's so many
sexual.
comments I could make right now. They're all wrong.
I'm thinking of grab her by the.
No, something about he couldn't have her messing with his wood anymore.
No, I never touched her butt or like her breasts or anything. But I'm a personal kind of guy, so it's all good.
As long as when you slap him in the butt, you say "good game," it's okay.
Yeah. No, she had a nice ass. I could have done that, but I didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's studly of you, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm a married man, so I got to watch my hands, So.
Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, all
Where
right.
do you go from there?
Well, all I was gonna say is I've been single for a long time. Now I have a girlfriend. It's not that hard to be fucking faithful. I don't. And when I messed around hard. I mean, I was pretty bad. But if I'm with somebody, I'm with them. I don't get how it's that hard not to fuck around on your significant other.
Yep, I agree. All right. Any other major questions on the side chat? I mean, good Lord, there's got to be some epic questions out there that we just ignored the shit out of. I'm still not able to watch it. I'm scared if I click on it, through my phone, I'll lose.
Yeah, we're about done here.
All right, I just don't want to ignore
I
anybody.
hadn't seen anything that popped up. If anybody had anything that they wanted to ask, pop it up now. I've missed it if you did bring it up. We had a lot of comments.
That's cool. Well, hopefully we've, and maybe I can just go ahead and kind of do a prolonged outro now, but hopefully we've shed a little light on how YouTube works and how people promote certain things and how people can do it the right way and how people can do it the wrong way, and and how maybe YouTubers get solicited by certain companies, and maybe it might entice them, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not into any of that shit, quite honestly. But from being on YouTube, I've learned how it all works. So if there's anyone out there that is curious, or if you're starting a channel and you really are curious about how shit works, hit me up. My email address is on my YouTube channel, or leave me a comment. I'll be glad to be totally straight with you and tell you how shit works. I don't have any problem with that.
Yep. I think we covered it pretty good. Daniel, you want to do an outro?
Oh, sure. This part of the chat is brought to you by Howard Light Electronic Earmuffs. Thumbs up. Just don't expect to plug your radio into them, listen to your music, because they got all kinds of static in them. But hey, thanks, TR, for having me on. Enjoyed talking to you there. Pops, Calvin, Coda Boy, sweet endings, happy dreams tonight. He's gone. You better go watch this on a replay. Guys in the side chat, have fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to bring up because you're well, I shouldn't point you out like that, but maybe next time. Anyway, bring up Christians being murdered across the world at a rate of the last stat I heard was 420 a day, and the fact that the mainstream media cannot admit that kind of pisses me off. And not that I'm a hardcore Christian or by any means say I'm a pure straight up guy, but damn it, come on.
By percentage of population, okay, there's more people in the world now. So if you go percentage of population, have been more Christians killed in these last 2 to 3 years than added totaled up percentage wise throughout history.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
we want to inflict gun control laws when some 20 some get killed in New Zealand, non-Christians. Okay. Think about it, people. Yep. The war's already going on.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, Clinton and Obama couldn't even say it was Christians being murdered. It was like Easter celebration, Easter, what was it? Easter worshipers. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's Christians in a church. I don't know. Like I said, that's another whole nother chat. Like I said, we didn't get into that, but it's there. I just wanted to mention it. You know, that I'm aware of what the fuck's going on there. Anyway, so Cal, would you like to do an outro?
Yeah, I guess. That's devastating to even imagine, but everybody out on the side, I was thinking of something really intelligent to say, and I'm not going to because it's just going to end up in a conversation that's another 20 minutes long. But yes, thank you for having me on, Mr. TR, and good always talking to Daniel and yourself and Pop's Quest. It says everybody out in the side chat, good talking to you guys as well, and thanks for the questions and the ideas and hanging out with us. And I think Robbie's got to pee. He's like dancing over there.
I gotta go to sleep. I gotta work.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. I thought it was a good chat. We had a great crowd. No doubt. I mean, it was hitting like at 100 or whatever. So that's awesome for my chat. I appreciate you guys coming on, and we're going to end it. And later, YouTube. And just remember, if you see something coming from one of our channels, it's some real shit. Okay. If it sucks, we'll tell you it sucks. Later.